Good morning, Mr. Babahami. Hope I pronounced that correctly. My name's Martin, the BMW technician looking after your car today. I hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Whilst I have your vehicle to do an update of your navigation software, I'd like to give you an insight to what I see under your vehicle as I've just carried out a complimentary vehicle health check of the rest of the vehicle. So all the lights and wipers and all the levels under the bonnet have been checked and topped up where necessary. Whilst we're at the front here, you can see the number plates a little bit on the wonky side. That's something that I do find a little bit, I like to make sure that things like that are straight, so I would recommend to have that done. May need a new number plate as the holes may not be in the right position. Looks like it may have had a bit of a dink at the front, which could be why the number plate has been refitted like that. So just a little bit of a niggly thing for me. So recommend to have that number plate replaced and set on there squarely. So other than that, let's go down underneath the vehicle. We're going to start here at the passenger front suspension, known as the near side in the automotive industry. All the suspension joints, bushes, steering components, brakes, wheels, tyres have all been checked. I did notice the front coil spring. Get around this side and look at the very top. You'll see there's a slight red rusty mark to the coil, the very top coil. There's a part of it missing, probably about half of the coil missing, so that would require replacing. And being the vehicle is of this age, recommend both front springs replaced. Other than that, the brakes are all good at the front, recently replaced. No signs of any damage to the wheel rim, which we do see quite a lot of these days. Tyre on the outside edge there is worn down, smooth in some areas, so I would recommend a new tyre on the front. Other than that, the wheel rims are looking good, looking after it nicely, and the bodywork itself is in pretty good shape. Back underneath the vehicle, we're going to head across to the other side, just checking around the under trays, make sure all well secured. You'll see there's a bit of an oily type stain around the offside part of the engine. Would recommend to have that investigated. There seems to be a bit of a leak from somewhere. Maybe you do know where that is from, but we recommend to have that leak investigated and fixed. Onto the offside then, all the same checks carried out to the suspension components, brakes, wheels and tyres are all looking good. Tyre on this side, no signs of any abnormal wear to the edges, and the tyre itself, or the wheel itself, is all in good shape on this side. All the tyre pressures have been checked and adjusted to 2.5 bar in the front and 2.7 bar in the rear. Back underneath, we're going to head down towards the rear of the vehicle, just checking around the under trays, under body, heat shields, exhaust system. We can have a little look up inside the rear area around the gearbox, all looking clean and dry there, no signs of any leaks. Did notice there's some rust marks around the bolt fixings of that prop shaft coupling. Could be there's a bit of movement in those joints there, so we recommend possibly a prop shaft coupling fairly soon. Going to carry on heading down towards the rear of the vehicle. Got the rear differential just here, distributes the drive to both rear wheels. As you can see, there's a bit of an oil stain around the rear section of the casing. Potentially be the gasket there between those two parts. Could be starting to seep oil, so keep an eye on that. Possibly need to have that fixed at some point soon. Onto the near side rear suspension. Again, all the suspension components, dry shafts, brakes, wheels, tyres, again have all been checked. Looking good so far, no sign of damage to the wheel rim. Rear tyre though, you can see it's worn smooth on this very inside edge, so I would recommend a pair of rear tyres very soon. And then the wheel rim itself again is looking good at the rear, and all the bodywork again is all in good shape. And then finally we finish up at the offside rear suspension. Again, all the suspension components, dry shafts, brakes, wheels, tyres all checked. Got the same wear on that very inside edge of the tyre. So again, a pair of rear tyres required, and the bodywork on the offside rear is all good. And there, so there we are. So just a bit of a recap then. You've got the near side front tyre, both rear tyres. Recommend to have those replaced. The slight oil leak which appears from the engine, and possibly the prop shaft coupling and the front number plate. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed my video. It's been a pleasure looking after your car today. Your service advisor Ben will be in touch shortly. I'd like to thank you for using Partridge, New Hampshire, and wish you a pleasant afternoon. Bye bye for now.